All right, you guys. Again, you have reached Couch Time with L.A. Parker and Valley T, the Fishbowl Radio Network. First, I'm going to go over our disclaimer. I am a PhD student of psychology, pre-dissertation. We do not provide any legal or medical advice. We only give you our perspective, our spiritual perspectives, our insight based on theory, research, the DSM, any other interpretations based on things that may be interesting to you. Um, what else? What else we got?
Well, today we're going to go over a few psychology
Yeah, we're gonna give you
messages.
some psychology tips. And traditionally, we give you some meat and potatoes on a particular psychology topic. However, today we're gonna give you just some snippets of just a couple of things that can help you out on a day to day, or give you some insights of some things that you may that make you go right.
Right?
Okay. So right now we're just going to give you a little bit. Just a second here. Okay.
Hi, this is L.A. Parker.
This is Valley Girl T. Check us out every Tuesday from 6 to 7.
We bridge the gaps of psychology, social, and spiritual perspectives
Don't forget the music
to induce the healing and growth. Only on the couch. And remember, every Tuesday
from 6 to 7.
in the green room.
On fishbowlradionetwork.com. Jump in.
All right, we got some goodies for you guys today. We have for our health, beauty, and fitness, we have Dr. Franklin that will be calling in, giving us some tips. Dr. Franklin specializes in natural health as well as anesthesia. She's a sleep professional. We will also be talking about our relationship tip, role reversal. You know, role reversal. That's
That's where you learn a lot about your significant other or partner.
you know in our society today, the way our families are structured, it makes the term role reversal very delicate situation, or delicate topic, because women are very present in the workforce, more so than in previous years. You have a lot of women taking the fight more stronger financial role. But the question would be, just because a woman take the financial role, does it cause an alteration in the household, i.e., role reversal? So that is something that we want to talk to you guys today. In a minute, probably about 6:15, we're going to open up the lines, 214-431-5032. Again, we're going to be talking about role reversal. We also got some other tips. Again, Dr. Frank will be calling in, talking about sleep health. And we are so excited to have her.
Yes, we are.
And so let's just jump in. Let's just jump in. So hopefully, we have to talk about a quick cuisine today as well.
Yeah.
And we will also be talking about our going over our word on the streets. We got
We
some
got some
goodies.
good stuff for y'all
What?
today.
Yes, we have some good stuff for you guys today. So, role reversal. The definition of role reversal, it is a strategy where, again, people who have the intended roles, who have traditional roles, when they swap, and it's not just the title that is swapped, it is the way of thinking, their patterns, the emotions, behavioral strategies. It's just there is uh, 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 there is a way, a traditional way that one role is played versus the other role. Again, we have the man traditionally who plays a role of a provider, of a protector, He provides security, headship. And then you will have sometimes now women taking up that role for various different reasons. And I think that most of the time this happens unwillingly. We talked about this a little bit earlier. You were stating that you don't think that it is a real valid term. Psychologically, the term is it is valid term. Role reversal is real. However, how do we get into role reversal, and is it something that is natural? Is it something that we should embrace? You know, some people say whoever does it the best, they should do it. But I think that the act of doing something versus carrying the role, the mentality, it's totally different thing. I can help provide that. I mean, I am the provider.
Right.
You know, I have a very, very traditional mentality. That means that no matter how much money I make, my spouse is still the head of the home.
I agree.
And
My household too.
and even though I may be the manager of the home, he still can wash dishes.
And clean up.
And so it doesn't, just because one or the other person performs an act doesn't mean that they have to reverse the roles. So to me, a good leader knows how to delegate and how to be accountable even when things don't go right. Now, if something bounces in the bank, whose responsibility is it?
It depends on who's doing that role.
That's good. That's good. In my perspective, even though I may bounce the check, ultimately the man is the head of the house, and he is the ultimate person responsible on how that house flows.
Right.
Now, if he see that he have given me a responsibility that I am not capable of handling, then he should be the one that says, yeah,
Baby,
don't
baby, I'll take that over.
you don't touch the
You're not
checkbook no
handling
more.
that right.
Nah. We ain't gonna be bouncing checks around here. So, but but it takes a certain person to own up and say, you know what, even though I did not commit the act, I'm gonna take responsibility and say, okay, this is not working. Let's do something different. And that's what a real leader is.
Right.
Okay. So even if, you put a load of clothes in and the load turned out with some white.
It was a white load.
It
but
was
you
a
put
white
red
load,
sock
and
in
then
there.
you got a pink wife beater. I can't flip out on him because
No.
I assigned that duty to him. And so now it's, okay, babe, thank you for helping.
I appreciate you.
Yes.
but you're not good at that. We're gonna have to try something else.
Yes. And so I think that that the term role reversal doesn't have to be that which we look at in a negative light. You can exchange duties, but not exchange roles. And I think that role reversal, where it becomes a problem, is when there's a transition of respect, when there's a transition of responsibilities. I've heard of many women say, because he lost his job or he doesn't make a certain amount of money, that in other words, he doesn't deserve the respect that
He's been having. because
well
he's
God
bringing
gives.
that.
God in my perspective, and I'm speaking of from the Christian perspective. Now I understand that not everyone is a person of faith, so I'm just, my other disclaimer, this is my perspective. From a Christian perspective, we are taught that there are roles, and with that there is level of authority. And when God has given man a level of authority of headship. And we don't, and submission is reverencing that authority. That's what submission is. And so what happens is when we have lost respect for that role, for that level of authority, it's the same thing as what's happening in our society when we lose respect for a level of authority. And so I no longer, respect you. I don't no longer acknowledge what you say or your direction. You can't tell me what to do with my money because I work.
I bring home the bread
every day. I work every day. And I am not mocking. Well, yes, I am. Because this is real and this is real talk. This is real talk. And that's what we do on Couch Time, real talk. Because this is what happened. And this is one of the reasons that our families break down. Because we have to establish, regardless on how you feel today, the roles are what they are. And you should not get entangled with someone that you cannot respect in their role. It should be no reason that we have to reverse the roles. Although, as stated, we should be able to interchange the duties, but not the roles.
Right.
So I'm the woman, and I don't need him in my house coat, on my shoes, panties, or nothing.
You are the man.
Look, I'm the woman in this relationship. Okay, I'm the feminine entity in this company here. So
Only me.
only, I'm the neck. And the neck cannot function independently, nor can the head. All right. So again, just briefly going over role reversals. Hey, you guys, chime in, give us some input. 214-431-5032. We're talking about role reversals. What do you think? And we welcome Facebook Live. We are actually on the Fishbowl Radio Network. You can check us out if you are in your car driving or in a purely audio situation at fbrn.us backslash. I'm going to learn how to talk. I really am. Don't knock. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Press pause. Don't judge me. fbrn.us /show/couch time. All right, keyword couch time. We thank you guys for following us. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't because of you. We love you, and again, we want you to call in and give us your perspective on role reversals. Men, women, let's go. Rodney Fields, hey, how you doing? Okay, it's levels. You right, it's levels. And hey, we got a caller. Thank you for calling Fishbowl Radio Network. This is Couch Time. Hi, caller. Who we have on the line?
Well, this is Ladidra Wilkerson.
Hi, Wilkerson. How are you?
I'm doing great. And you?
We are well. We are well. Our topic today is role reversal. What do you think? What do you think?
Well, this is my opinion. I happen to agree with you in the role reversal situation. However, I do know a lot of women today, because they do make like maybe six figures or close to it, they do feel as though they have to wear the pants. I am old school. I prefer, regardless of how much money I make, that my husband leaves the house. He runs the house. For the most part. Now, I'm the one, of course, I'm a cook and clean or whatever, but he has, of course, value my opinion. But I am not going to make him feel less than a man because he may not be working or he may not make the type of money that I make. Or if I feel like I'm better at something than he is, I am going to talk to him about whatever it is that's going on in the house. And, hey, find out what he's good at, find out what I'm good at, and how can we contribute and work this thing out together.
Yes. And that's a very, very strong point because, again, the workforce has almost completely flipped from what it was in the 60s, where you have women predominantly who is running the workforce. And with that, you have more women who are in the workforce than you have in the home. Um, and they're making more than their counterparts. So we have to look at power issues, control issues, and we have to look at the women have not had the guidance to know what and how to conduct themselves with this additional task. I don't want to say task, but with this, because it's not the role, assignment, or with this additional responsibility is the word I'm looking for. So yeah, they have a new responsibility than they did of days of old, and now they're making this money, and he maybe not stepping to the plate the way she would like for him to, and so she feel that maybe that she's more empowered, and he is not. That he can't tell her anything.
Wow.
But again, as we stated previously, even though the responsibilities, the tasks, the duties may be interchangeable, the roles are not. So the man's role is the man's role, and the woman's is the woman's, regardless on what duties that they interchange. I think that that's a conversation that people should have in their courtship. And I think that the reason that we have so many challenges is because people don't have real conversations about this in their courtship. Just because, again, that he is going to wash the clothes, and and I'm going to be in the workforce, doesn't mean that I'm the man of the house. It doesn't mean that I am more empowered than him. And if you find yourself in a relationship that it is built like that, there may be some talking, some conversations that may need to be had, because a lot of times those relationships that are built like that, there are challenges beneath. You will always find that there's some additional, some underlining issues there. Believe me, that man is not happy. If she talking to him like he is a child, or she's talking to him like he is beneath, believe me, whether his friends are around or not, he is not a happy camper. And so we really want to look at our relationships deeper, and again, to see exactly how role reversal is impacting our relationship, and how valid it is. Is it worth it? Does it benefit? A lot of people don't want to assume the traditional roles. They don't. I agree. I work just as much as he do. My money is my money, and with that, again, those conversations really need to be had, because I think that if I was in a situation and I'm in courtship phase, and the man explains to me that he prefers to be the homemaker, well.
I don't know about that, but
yeah.
I don't know if that's something that I would want to do.
Yeah, if he comes and say, babe, I think that since you are in a position to bring more revenue in, and I want to be the homemaker, though he is the man, he is the person in a leadership role. That is something that we would have to talk about. And that is another topic that we have about being equally aligned, and a conversation that we have about what we talked about last week, compatibility. People don't make sure that they're compatible when they are courting and getting into these relationships. So I think that it's very, very important that these conversations be had, so that we won't have role reversal issues along the way. Thank you, Ladidra. Thank you for calling in. Thank you for supporting Couch.
Thank you.
All right, you guys. Oh, okay. Good afternoon. Larry Lee, Awake Woman, are awesome. Thank you. Travis Davis, thank you. We really appreciate you guys again for logging into Couch Time. We are going into our next segment, but we just have to do some promos here real quick, you guys.
Hi, this is L.A. Parker.
This is Valley Girl T. Check us out every Tuesday from 6 to 7.
We bridge the gaps of psychology, social, and spiritual perspectives
Don't forget the music
to induce the healing and growth. Only on the couch. And remember, every Tuesday
from 6 to 7.
in the green room.
On FishbowlRadioNetwork.com. Jump in.
We're back. We're back, you guys. We're back. Again, you have reached the Fishbowl Radio Network. This is Couch Time with L.A. Parker.
And Valley Girl T.
And we just love you guys. We thank you guys for tuning in. Invite your friends, family, loved one, wife.
Auntie.
Yeah, I don't know about the cheering. But, it might get real sometime. And, tender ears. But, you ain't got to press pause. We good. And so now we're going to go into what we have next for you. Let's go into our hot topics while we are waiting on Dr. Franklin to get on the line. Let's go into our hot topics.
Okay, everyone. The word on the street is Michael Jackson is no longer a idol.
What?
Yes. His
Yeah, you know what?
thing
I
has
heard
been
about
removed from
that.
the museum.
Yeah. Okay, this is Michael Jackson. And he's been an idol since ABC. I'm just saying, us in that era, we
baby
love us
almost.
some Michael Jackson. That's just real. We just, hey, I mean, and everyone have their own perspective of what or how they feel about the Oprah interview. I think that
he's
it's
not
very
here to defend himself,
yeah, I think that
so-
it's very unfair that they hold the interview now, after he's deceased and he cannot speak to the allegations. I think that is unfair. It's tacky. I think that people consistently make themselves or attempt to make themselves valid, relevant by having these media, these agendas, and I think it's just wrong. Now, did it happen or not? You know what? It shouldn't even be a question, because if you wanted to question it, should have questioned it when he was here. So don't go making up accusations now. Don't do it. It is. And so, we just really, me personally, I'm feeling a certain kind of way about the accusations, and I think that it's just wrong for them to take down his image in the museum. I think it's a wax museum or something. Really? Not Michael. I mean, I'm not saying not Michael.
Of all people. Not Michael.
That ain't right. That's wrong on every
I am a
level.
big Michael Jackson
This
fan.
just
This
yeah.
is just disappointing.
It truly is. So yeah. So it got me this week, you guys, with the word in the street. What about the lady on Full House? The lady
yeah.
on Full House
Aunt Becky.
ain't Becky.
Y'all remember Aunt Becky? Full House.
And she was so innocent
Sweet
and
little thing.
what? She trifling.
God.
She trifling.
She is in the
Okay,
news.
well, so let us hip you up on what's going on.
So allegedly,
Allegedly means
she got her daughter Olivia Jade into the University of Southern Carolina as a student athlete. Olivia herself was confused about the application process according to the court documents.
Okay, so I'm going to give you kind of just a rundown. Okay, she was actually selling access or membership for people to get into college who were
Not qualified, really.
hey, I was trying to put it in a nice way, but that's what Valley Girl over here is. That's what she's for. But because I was trying to put it in a more psychologically inclined. Yeah, but
They weren't qualified.
okay, so basically, if I had little Junebug over here, and his SAT scores were not up to par, but I'm trying to get him over here in Stanford. She had a hookup where she would get him into Stanford, and you paid her $500,000. Yeah. Aunt Becky. Yeah.
Sweet little Aunt
Yeah.
Becky.
Yeah.
Making
Trifling.
money on the side.
Yeah, but she's also lost a lot of her endorsements because of this, and so she have not confirmed or denied. She the allegations are just that she has not been indicted yet, but she was arrested, and yeah, this is
Sad news.
it. You know, we just I don't even know what to say. Okay, but moving on to our health and fitness, we have Dr. Franklin on the line, and I am just so thrilled to have her with us today. Dr. Franklin.
Hi guys, how we doing?
Hey.
How are you?
I'm doing well. First, I want to thank you all for having me on. I want to thank the Couch Time audience, and I want to thank you ahead of time because Miss Lisa knows I have little ones, so you may hear voices in the background.
Oh, it's okay.
Just keeping it real.
We are all just anxious for some healing and for some knowledge today. Again, in the areas of health and wellness, we all can learn and we all can embrace, because again, we as a people, we are unhealthy and we live such unhealthy lives, and I think a lot of us don't even know why. And so we're so glad to have you as our guest today, and Dr. Franklin will also be as a live guest next month. So we're just so excited. And what is one of your tips today? What are we talking about today, Dr. Franklin?
So, I like to meet people where they are, and so I figure let's attack the low-hanging fruit first. And so today's topic will be about sleep deprivation.
Oh.
Okay? And I'm going to chop it down. It's going to be real easy. We're going to talk about the who, the what, the when, the where, the why, and the how. Okay? And so we're going to talk about who's affected, who generally suffers, from sleep deprivation. A lot of us think about, the elderly, people who have various disorders, but really everybody's affected, men, women, and children, okay? And so we have to take that into consideration when we're evaluating or looking at sleep, not only for ourselves, but for our loved ones. And in this, in today's topic, I'm going to touch on how something that we view to be a passive act it has such a profound effect on our general health. And so, first, I wanted to just really define sleep deprivation, and it's a very simple, definition. It's, failure to get enough sleep. But the real question is that enough part, okay? And we all have to realize enough is relative, right? So just like people come and go, the season changes, well, so does our sleep requirement. That also changes. But a general rule of thumb is that for adults, we should sleep about 7 to 8 hours, adolescents, a minimum of 9 hours, and children, a minimum of 10 hours. And so we'll talk about why that's significant. And first, we'll talk about what happens during sleep. And I like to think of sleep as we think of housekeeping. Well, sleep is body keeping, right? That's during sleep, there's a lot of cleansing going on, right? There's some healing going on, and there's an issue of metabolic and hormone balancing. Those are two popular taglines that you'll hear in the health community. With testosterone therapy and people trying to lose weight. Growth and repair happens during sleep. For children, obviously, they're growing. As adults, we're not growing, but same concept, but we're repairing the same type of, the same thing that happens with growth, the same mechanism is similar to repair. The other thing is memory. That's when we start to develop or establish our memory. And for those of us that are innovators, constructing innovative ideas, that happens during sleep.
So let me ask you, Doctor,
go ahead.
question. Go ahead. So, therefore, based on your definition and based on explaining what happens when we are asleep. When we don't get enough sleep, then would that cause us to not perform at our live our best life, perform at our 100? How they say? Would that cause us to be deficient within our day?
So I'm happy you asked, because it's funny. As a medical doctor, when you tell people, this can shorten your life, people don't get aroused. They don't get excited. That's not sexy, right? But when I tell people sleep deprivation can make you fat, it can make you foggy, which is what you're talking about, that fogginess.
What?
It can make you sad.
What?
And then people don't realize it can make you sexless. How about that?
Oh,
You got to touch people in their sensitive spot. And those things right there, people don't realize sleep can be a fundamental cause of those 4 things. And there are other things that sleep deprivation can cause, but these are the things that people are, this is the stuff people are worried about.
Yeah, I mean, Houston, we got a problem. We got a problem.
Really?
I never knew that. I heard that sleep impacts growth, but I never knew that sleep impacts our weight and nor our libido. I never, so go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm just like in awe over here. So yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry, Doc.
No, you're fine. No, this is a dialogue. So now let's talk about when and why does sleep deprivation occur. So let's figure out where the issue may lie, and let's talk about how we may resolve it or identify it, right? So poor sleep hygiene, meaning bad habits, is probably the easiest thing to capture for most of us. And the example would be, for those of us that have teenagers, that example would be just bad voluntary, and it may be unintentional bad habits, but it's restrictive. And for them, they are a hormonal, whirlwind. And so they especially need sleep. But then we also think about our obligations, right? Meeting work deadlines, caring for loved ones, especially older parents, shift work. Again, a cause for sleep deprivation. And then, of course, we have our medical reasons. Unfortunately, for a lot of us, pain can restrict our ability to sleep. Breathing issues. One of great concern is sleep apnea. A lot of us have a diagnosis, and a lot of us are walking around, and we need to be formally diagnosed so that diagnosis can be addressed. And then there are sleep disorders. The most obvious one would be insomnia. These are all forms of sleep deprivation. And so yeah.
Oh, this is
so the question is, how do we resolve it?
Yes, indeed. So how do you suggest that if a person is experiencing not enough sleep deprivation, or, especially, in psychology, we deal a lot with people who are experiencing depression, and people with depression, a lot of times, not just have sleep deprivation, but they oversleep. They sleep too much, and they're tired because they've slept, half the day away. And so what do you suggest for a person who's experiencing either or just a person who want to implement better sleep health in their life?
Okay, so what you're talking about, let's just say, I'm going to call it sleep survival made simple. It's very easy. It's all about that foundation, right? When you build a home, where does it start? The foundation. And so the same thing with sleep. And one of the things is we have to remove or unplug ourselves from technology at a scheduled time each day.
Wait. Well, you might say something right there, Doc. Because, in a different conversation, some of us have addictions to technology. Some of us, I'm not saying me, even sleep with the TV on.
Yes, I've heard that. In fact, some people believe
sleeping with the TV on. Okay, like Valley Girl just stated, that some people feel that they have to sleep with the TV on. Can you speak to that?
I'm sorry, repeat that last part.
She stated that some people have to sleep with the TV on. Can you speak to that?
Oh, yeah. Well, I think that now, so I think that would be like another show, but I think as it relates to feeling like you need to watch television prior to going to sleep, I think that has more to do with mindfulness and not being able to relax and wind down. Some of us are very wired, and we need that distraction to kind of wind down, if you kind of think of it that way, right? But the problem is that when you watch television or on your computer, or if you have a cell phone next to your bedside, those three things potentially have what they call blue light. And that spectrum within that blue light, it stimulates the same part of your brain as the sun, as it's rising, would stimulate. And so it kind of tricks your system into feeling like you need to rise. And so, we talk about cortisol and these things. And so now you've got hormones and chemicals that are being released, preparing you for your next day, when it's 10 o'clock at night and you should be going to sleep. And so we have not evolved, to differentiate between the sunrise and our technology, which would be that blue light.
Now, one of our callers, one of our Facebook family, Miss Katrina, asked, how do you shut your mind down at night to sleep?
So, Katrina, I thank you for asking that question. And something as simple as, first of all, it's about habit, right? You have to create a habit for yourself. And initially, it may be difficult, but an example of that habit would be so maybe like a few hours prior, or even an hour prior to when you're preparing for bed, the TV needs to be turned off. You need to start reading a book, and ideally by lamplight, right? Or meditation.
So how do you reprogram yourself then if you are conditioned to sleep with the TV on? Because I was in a season that even though I would even turn the TV volume all the way down, that it seemed like I could not drift off without that light, that blue light, as you stated, with it being present. It seems like I had to have that on in order to drift off. Is that more of a psychological thing?
I think it is. And I think it, again, goes back to the wind down. And I have found in just my personal journey and helping other people, if you're not ready to read or meditate, something as simple as writing your thoughts on a pad of paper, because I think it's, especially for women, and, sorry guys, but I think it's more of a problem for us, and please somebody call in if I'm wrong, but the idea of racing thoughts, sometimes people, they are very successful in writing those thoughts down and meditating on it. And you can play soft music in the background, but truly it's about creating that habit. Because it's kind of like, I don't know, let's say training a dog. Let's think about that. Initially when you train a dog, it can be very difficult, but if you keep at it, then they learn. Well, your body is no different. That's where the habit creation comes in. So if you stop cold turkey, turning that light off and find something else for yourself in the evening, but one that falls in line with proper sleep etiquette and good sleep hygiene, you just take it one day at a time, but eventually that you will develop success with that habit.
That's awesome. We really, really, really appreciate your insight. Hopefully, I know that I did, but hopefully our listening audience, our Couch Time family, was able to get something from it. I'm sure that they did, because you gave us a lot of meat to chew on here. And hopefully we will all learn how to have better sleep habits, that we will see how it impacts our daily lives And we just can't wait to get you here live in the studio so you can give us some more information to help us be more healthy, wealthy, have wholesome lives. We just we really appreciate your presence here. And let's give kudos to Dr. Franklin. Thank Dr. Franklin.
Thank you, guys.
Like
Thank
they did
you.
What's that? Happy fingers. Happy fingers.
I love it. Thank you. Well, and may I add just one last thing for you to take home?
Sure.
Target temperature for your room, for your home or your bedroom, 65 to 71 degrees at night.
Okay.
That's an easy thing, okay? So that'll help as well.
65 to 71 degrees. Yes, in your home.
Yes, that's the range. And you find your comfort level within that range.
Okay, great. You guys got that couch on the couch? You got it here only from Dr. Franklin. Y'all come back, okay? Because Dr. Franklin will be back with us. She will be helping us out, making sure that we have total health and wellness. So, remember that. It's between 65 and 71. Okay, I'm going to have to text that to myself. That's,
I wrote it down.
Okay, all right. We got y'all, though. It'll be listed on couchtyme.com, okay? COUCHTYME with the Y.com, and we got you. All right. Thank you, Dr. Franklin. We really appreciate you. We see you next week on Couch Time.
Okay, you all take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Ooh, baby, did she say something? Did she say something?
Did you guys learn something today?
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, she says your weight, because, I have been, trying to focus and curbing it in. I'm a natural, we're natural women, and not knocking any woman that, has financially invested in her physical appearance. Not knocking any of you guys, but we're natural women. And so we choose the natural ways of keeping physically fit. And so you're trying to curve that middle number,
that middle section,
that 25, that middle number, trying to curve that sometimes can be difficult. But by her saying that our sleep can impact our weight was profound. Wow. And those of you guys who are experiencing other challenges intimately, maybe you just need some sleep. You might need a early cocktail. Get your little cat nap in before. Hey, look, I'm being optimistic, okay? So yeah, we really appreciate Dr. Franklin calling in and her being a part of the Couch Time family. We are just going to run over real quick some of our psychology tips of the week. Okay, so I was running over some of the psychology, some of the lingos or some of the things that we learned and we discussed in my psychology class with Valley Girl. And there are some of the things that we find that were very interesting that we wanted to share with you guys. Which one are we going to?
Mood freezing.
Mood freezing. Okay, so there was a study that people who had anger issues, they were used as the subject, and they were given a fake pill. Okay, let me go back a little bit. They were given a pill to alter their mood when they are irate, when they are in the heat of the moment and they flipping out. So they were told that there was a mood freezing pill. Okay. And this mood freezing pill would calm them down and allow them to make rational decisions or what have you. And so this is a study, and so they gave this pill to a group of people, and surprisingly, these people altered their mood when in a situation where they were irate or upset. Now, they didn't know that the pill that the doctor had given them in this study was really placebo. It was fake. But it made a very good point that people, that they actually had the capability of altering their own mood. So that was quite...
You can control your anger.
You can control yourself. What?
By yourself.
It's just the will.
It's a mental state.
It's a mental state. You have to want to. I think that we give too much credit to medicine. Not to say that everybody don't need medicine, but some people have a pill for everything. A pill to wake up, a pill to go to sleep, a pill to function, a pill to not function, the pill, it's a pill for everything. And I think that really the biggest pill that we can have is our own will, our own
Own self
control.
Yeah.
With the, again, being a person of faith, with the grace of the good Lord, we can do anything. And so I think that people use they take advantage of the opportunity to flip out. When they don't really have to. It is a conscious decision on how you behave. And I remember having a conversation with my daughter, explaining to her that you have control, and any time that you allow a situation or a person to alter your behavior, you have given them that control. And no one should have that level of control over you that make you flip out, become irate, or become physical with someone. So I think that this mood freeze thing is quite interesting, that we really don't take control when we really have it. And really, really quick, the next one, which was?
The second one was mine.
Was it the fear of habit? Which one? It was the fear of happiness, or was it facial?
I think it was facial.
Facial. Okay. Now we're gonna wrap up with with this one. Facial feedback. This may even be needed for the next time, because we're limited on time. Because I think that this is a very big topic.
Yes,
we as women of color, we are known to wear our expression on our face.
Right.
Even when we're irritated, when we're not happy, when we're happy, they even made a song. It's written all over your face. It's in your face. And that is actually a psychological thing, that how we, according to one theory of emotion, known as the facial feedback model. So this is psychologically proven. It's a trip. The expression on your face help control the way you feel inside.
Say that.
So if you want to feel better,
Change your facial expression.
brighten it up. Hey,
Smile.
Hey, smile. Wasn't that a song too? Smile. Okay, look. Yeah. All right, you guys. Well, we just really, really appreciate you guys today. We love you. Thank you for being on, tuning in to Couch Time today. It has been an awesome experience, like it always is. And again, we want to thank Dr. Franklin for calling in. We appreciate her. We thank all of you guys for logging in, and we want to see you right back here next Tuesday on the couch from 6 to 7. All right, and you can always listen to our archives on the Fishbowl Radio Network at fbrn.us. See you guys next time.
Hi, this is L.A. Parker.
This is Valley Girl T. Check us out every Tuesday from 6 to 7.
We bridge the gaps of psychology, social, and spiritual perspectives
Don't forget the music
to induce the healing and growth. Only on the couch. And remember, every Tuesday
from 6 to 7.
in the green room.
On FishbowlRadioNetwork.com. Jump in.